Welcome to The Hero Maker. In this series, we follow Richard's appearances on other shows as he talks about how to grow, play, think, and live like a hero. Join him as he discusses thoughts, principles, and life lessons, all essential for anyone building their heroic brand. All that and more, only on The Hero Maker.
The podcast is called The Hero Show, but yeah, the idea of the podcast is if you've ever read Anne Ryan's Atlas Shrugged, she talks a lot about the world is being held up by the entrepreneurs, and if the world doesn't take care of entrepreneurs, they might just shrug their responsibility and the world would fall, right? And if you think about it, everything in your life that you have, the chair that you're sitting in, the microphone that you're using here, the system that we're using to record on, like literally everything at some point was touched by an entrepreneur, right? And there's pretty much nothing that you ever have an interaction with on your daily basis that wasn't at some point touched by an entrepreneur from a products and services standpoint. And so there's a lot of reality to entrepreneurs hold up the world, they make the world go round, and it's the value that we create to grow and make people's lives better. And entrepreneurship and capitalism over the last 200, 300 years has increased global GDP more than 15,000% and has raised more people out of poverty than anything else in the world. And the podcast for me is really, it's just a way to highlight the heroes the way that I see them, right? We naturally look at policemen and firefighters and doctors and veterans as heroes in our culture. And for whatever reason, entrepreneurs are often villainized, right? And, you grow up I grew up, we watched Captain Planet, right? And Captain Planet was essentially a progressive's wet dream about, entrepreneurs are Satan and they're always looking for profit and never for value. And that's just not the reality. Like, the reality of the world is entrepreneurs are good people who are creating value and making other people's lives better. And so the Hero Show for me is it's a give back to that community, to really help raise them up and help them look at themselves the way that I wish the world looked at entrepreneurs, which is as a hero, right? As someone who's doing good for the world. So anyways, that's where that's come from.
And is that sort of like an interview format?
It is. It's an interview format, and I interview entrepreneurs all over the spectrum, everything from people who have just started their business and are, like the proverbial 13-year-old who's selling candy, right? All the way up to, like, I've had Silicon Valley tech startups and companies that have they did $60 million in their first 2 years, or like we just had the guys who did the Foursquare volleyball net that went from $0 to $2 million in their first year. So like all over the spectrum for entrepreneurs, just looking at things that people are creating and how they're doing it.
If you want to hear the rest of this discussion, please check out the link to the full episode in the description below.